Audio Jungle. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's my privilege to welcome our chief guest, Professor S.R. Satyanaraja, Vice Chancellor, University of Jaffna and the General Chair of Jaffna University International Research Conference 2022 to deliver the chief guest address.
ஐயன் அளந்தபடி இரு நாளிகொண்டு அண்டமெல்லாம் உய்ய அரண் செய்யும் உன்னையும் போட்டி ஒருவர் தம்பால் செய்ய பசுந்தமிழ் பாமாலையும் கொண்டு சென்று பொய்யும் மெய்யும் இயம்ப வைத்தாய் இதுவோ உந்தன் திருவருளே. So this hymn says, glorify the Mother Earth or the Divine Mother, who has been looking after the entire living entities with the foremost and the important thing with the food security, with the gift of few grains, seeds from the Supreme Controller. That's what the hymn says. So ladies and gentlemen, I begin with the use. Today our Dean spoke about the King coconut drink. I recently heard when I was talking about the use of the coconut. So coconut is a blessing of the tropical countries. It's a very tall tree. So it bears fruit. That fruit falls somewhere in the seesaw. Then the waves comes and flood comes, and then the coconut goes into the water. Then it's float, but without soaking because the cover is laminated. No diffusion of water inside. So it float. Then it reach another soil. Then again pushed into the land, where it's again get the water and the other utilities. Then it's get rooted again, another coconut comes. In that coconut we have this floating arrangement of fibers. In that coconut we have a very good arrangement of this husk. In that coconut there's a kernel that support the energy for energy regeneration. And that the coconut there's a juice. That's the essence. And my friend in the medical faculty said when I was talking about this story in his conference, this king coconut oil readily could be infused in the human beings. In a wartime scenario, when the medics come and when there is no saline infusion devices, they simply cut the coconut and put it into the body by injured person, because they say the king coconut oil readily suit to our blood composition without any adulterations. So that's the juice, that's the essence of everything. So ladies and gentlemen, this university is a knowledge center. Entire universities in the world. We call it academic freedom because, like our keynote speaker, Professor, today decorating the high table, Okato Kosho, like all other people in ancient time, they migrate and go around and travel around where the monarchies were ruling, but they will go around and disseminating the knowledge. That's what the knowledge transpired. Even yesterday I checked the origin of agriculture. It's about 15,000 years old. This today they were mourning about the demise of Queen. So their people, their ancestors went all around the world and they got hold of the traditional food system and they brought those things to the Europe. That's what they say, even the origin of potato. It comes from Red Indian culture. And then it went to there. They couldn't even pronounce the name, but they put the name as their name, as a French name, potato. And then now it's for us also it's come. So this academic freedom, because wherever you go, you find your good things for our support. That's what we call it existence. As human beings, we have a physical existence first. The physical existence, the food is important. That is the most important. This is throughout the history is supported. Then in the university, to support that system, I think the more relevant faculty, we have more than 12 faculties. We have engineering faculty. I am from a mathematics, so physical sciences, biological sciences. So when you come to physical sciences, what we do in Japan, Tokyo University, and what we do in the Cambridge University, what we do in Colombo, India, or IIT is same, because it's universal nature, fundamental science. Once in mathematics is same everywhere. Even maybe somebody doing in Moon or Mars may be doing the same thing, because it's a concept and geometries and algebras and all kind of things. But when you come to agriculture, the relevance. So today, this international conference on dry zone is very much focused on our region, because we have a faculty here in Klinochi. The nearest faculty for agriculture for us is Rajaretta. It's in Anuradhapura. It's not even 100 kilometers from here. Why do we have two faculties side by side in the same region? Almost 100 kilometers. Because even the 100 kilometer difference, the soil changes. Our, pest changes. And our climate differs. So all kind of water irrigation system changes. So that's what we focus, because our regional autonomy and regional self-sufficiency very much depends on our research. So in the university, by definition, this is a creation of human being. So when you come to, I begin with the Mother Earth. The Mother Earth, there are two kinds of living entities. One is terrestrial, other one is aquatic. In aquatic, there are more living entities, but there are no universities, there are no schools, there are no kitchen technology, there is no food technology, but automatically survives. Everything readily available. Maybe the plankton support even the big fish. But when you come to this terrestrial thing, our main resource is the plants. That's the only one transform this blessing from the sun, God. We call it sun God. In the January, I think we will celebrate. Maybe we'll invite our JICA partners as well. Entire Asia, we celebrate this, the sun moving from two directions. It moves when it's a planetary motion. As a mathematician, I know. From January onwards, it moves towards north when the sun rises. So that day we call it Farmers' Day. And Farmers' Day we salute. Even in Europe they conduct this harvesting day, Easter Day. I think in Japan also there is no difference. They will celebrate this harvest Farmers' Day, because the most important thing, where we salute the plants and the sun. Because the plants convert the energy, primary energy resource for the entire Milky Way of this planetary system into food, where we want to get best out of it. So for that purpose, we had to endeavor, because we are not aquatic people. We are terrestrial, no ready-made thing for us. So we have got to have the technology. Even the entire history of human beings, we are developing transport technology, supply chains, everything, fertilizers. So we want to have this preservation, post-harvest technology, and all kind of things we have to develop, because there is no ready-made thing for us. And also this planet is a marginal planet. There is no complete preservation. So all the time we encounter challenges. Now the big challenge we encounter is a global warming. And also the pests are getting modified, and now the viruses are coming, now only attacking the human beings. Tomorrow it will attack the plants also in some kind of pest. So it will be a challenge. So all the time we are developing a big laboratories. Even the Wuhan problem, when it came in 2019 November, almost our knowledge base was ready with the virology discipline. So we had a PCR. PCR I found is only developed in 2005. by a scientist. So if we imagine without PCR technology that only came in 2005, our situation in a corona pandemic. So we would have been pushing the people into the cemeteries, not to even test, not even able to recognize. So that's what these universities we created as a human beings only 1,000 years ago. Oldest university in Italy is the most theological one. It's the Ologoma one. Then the Oxford, Paris are 900 years. Then the Japan and Asia and all these people are engaging in. Now the university culture is everywhere. Tertiary education is HEI, the highest education institute. What do we do there? As a knowledge center, we impart knowledge. So that's what even our JICA in the second phase, in the 5 years project, they want to train the trainers in the super technology, we call it high technology. Because high technology is not very much available in our part of the region. So they want to have a super laboratories done. So they want to give exposure to our people. So JICA are doing their part to helping other beings, because human beings are the only being. Other beings, they look after themselves or their kids and they leave it, only work in the natural instincts. But the human beings, they sacrifice. One being sacrifice the entire life and support other one. That is the research means, because research is done with a lot of sacrifice. It's a big dharma. Dharma means support existence. So research is a big dharma because you do in a solitude place. While others are dancing and going around and traveling, the scientists sit down somewhere in the corner with a lot of failures, lot of trial and errors, lot of replications, go to field, because I know when I was doing the physics, one called Michelson Morley, they were doing some experiment, want to detect whether this either is there in the entire universe. Because there was a Huygens principle supporting about the light, they proposed a theory called either theory. There's a medium in the entire universe, not vacuum. Then he wanted to detect that. Then for that purpose, he stayed in the mountain for 16 years. 16 years. And then he detected and found there is no such medium, evidence for that medium exists. Then that theory was dropped. Then the quantum theory came, Einstein theory came. So that's a lot of sacrifice made. Even, I used to tell in my class, even Sir Isaac Newton forgot to run a family while he was doing a wonderful, revolution in the understanding of mechanics, which paved the way for the entire industrial revolution. So industrial revolution 1 took place in Britain. Now we are in the industrial revolution 4. Industrial revolution 4, all the people worked in the remote area in the computing technology, engineering, signal processing, electronic engineers, electrical engineers. These are all contributed to now is called AI. We are enjoying in our mobile phone. Even before any material come, I ask the Google to translate it. Even now I don't have a problem. We always have an issue when in our institute. If I got a letter from single language, we shout, come on, what is this? How could I read? It's a violation. No, now the people are not shouting. They take the Google translator and put it, it gets translated. So Google solved one of the main problem in the country. It's a Google. When did Google started? Google was not exist before 1998. Before 1998, Google was not exist. Did not exist. Google did not exist before 1998. So how is contributed now? Now there is no life without Google. So this has become a part and parcel of like a food technology. So this is that's what is happened. Sometimes we do things we don't know how it's going to take it. Simply we are merged into it. Similarly, I think today the presence of all these participants here, you may announce some result, you may think is not relevant. Like a PCR. When he was, I think I checked this story when I was doing the medical conference address. he found this idea while he was driving the car. It's not from the university, it's from the companies. They were inaugurating a company on the biotechnology. When did the biotechnology come? Even the Watson and Crick, when they were proposing the double helix structure for DNA, one is a mathematician, other one is a botanist. They were not industrialized. They didn't get the patentship. They simply let all the world know this double helix structure actually support this DNA, the protein structure. So there's a mathematical structure. So all those mathematics done for many, many hundred years, many, many thousand years helped us. They didn't get royalty. So after that only, entire genetic engineering come. Now the modified food have come. There are a lot of discussion going on. So most advanced countries are again leading. So in the university, we have three parts, even the research. There is a universal international community I had to contribute as a mathematician, as a professor. Then we had to contribute to our national community. As a researchers, there are general problems in national problems. Even today, economical problem, food shortage problem. Then we have a contribution in the research of a regional, very specific to our region. Even the soil between across the road on the eastern side and western side are different. We have problem now in this Arviyanar campus. But the other side, things are thriving. So two conditions are, two different ironies exist even in visible range. So ladies and gentlemen, as a knowledge center, we impart knowledge. So I congratulate this Faculty of Agriculture. I think it's 31 years old. Now it's a matured institution. 31 years, no. So the growth normally terminates at 31. No more growth. I know. No more even creation. But we have to maintain it. That's what you put the title sustainability in your thing. Appropriate technology and sustainability. So we have to maintain this. 31 years old matured institution. I think 2,000 graduates nearly would have, passed out from this university. I think none of them are unemployed. They are all doing well. Even our AR and our dean and all these people, most of the head of the department, professors, our regional research workers, all come from this university. While we are having this, we don't understand this. My master used to say, the breath coming and going, he used to tell me is a blessing. Because the first thing they check when we born, the breath. If it didn't come, we would have been blue. The doctor would have been shaking us like this. The last thing they will check when we leaving the world is the breath. It's coming and going without any effort, with a sublime manner. We don't celebrate that. But he said, that's the thing, the only thing. We put all our energy, all our strength. There's a time will come to have one more of that. The time will come to have one more of that. Similarly, ladies and gentlemen, today our wonderful jester, our Menaka Fernando is here to chair a session from, I don't know which university, but they chair the session on agronomy. So I would like to thank them. And also Professor Anoma Chandrasekhara is here, and Professor Disa Ratnasera is here, and Professor Dharmasena is there, Professor Samara Head there. So this is a networking. Hearing from the wise, we become wise. There's no other way. Because assimilation of knowledge is a knowledge center. I want to stop it. I can't go like this. I am 40 years, I am being academic. So I have so much of inspirational things I heard from other resources. That's why I am speaking today. So in the assimilation of knowledge, the hearing is more important. That's what the conference, after doing all the research and discoveries, then we want to disseminate means we want to hear from other people about, and we want to congratulate them, we want to appreciate them. Because Einstein was also running around like a refugee, but he found this wonderful theory of relativity. Then he was announcing it. Then only few people understood it. But end of the day, they gave him a Nobel Prize and acceptance, and all this will encourage them. Similarly, the young people today, they did most of the work as a undergraduate project, and now our big people from different universities has come to share the session. So while they are sharing the session, you have Menaka Fernando and Chandrasekhara, Ratnasira, and all these people, Dharmasena, Herath, they will guide them. They will maybe pick them as a research student. That's the way the research culture starts. So, ladies and gentlemen, I really want to thank our Japanese counterpart. You know, they have been leading the world in a quietly, in a superb manner, in the technology, in the Hall of Fame of entire knowledge. Our Sony, Toyota, Honda is there. They have done wonderful things even last 70-80 years in the production. I don't think we can have any household without a Japanese gadget. Even the Rubabani, our television, sets, Panasonic, washing machine. Okay, nearest to Japan, our Korea. So these kind of people, you know, in a very remote, geographically volatile, the structure or environment. So they have produced wonderful shipping, marine technologies, wonderful automobile technologies. I really read first, even after the Second World War and all kind of problem, first they concentrated on agriculture. Because the self-sufficient, the food is more important to go for other things. Now I went to Colombo last week. I was driving with the examination department vehicle. I saw Colombo as like a mini New York. Such a wonderful street, buildings, pathways, park, but no bread. They built the country massively, aggressively. Even I see in the Sydney, the big road is still like Edinburgh, Sydney, the normal roads, not very, this carpeted everything. Now even the lane from agriculture, Araviana is carpeted. So we did everything, but without focusing on the more relevant and important area of agriculture. So ladies and gentlemen, today I want to really congratulate Vasant Ruba and the head of departments and the young researchers and Pairadan and our lady Abhirami, no? Yeah, Abhirami and their team. I know the conference is not easy. We inaugurated JUICE in the 2012. Now it's an umbrella setup, you know, like our king coconut, the drink you are drinking. So essence of everything will be placed in front of you. I don't want to be between the keynote speaker and you. Our keynote speaker is a wonderful person, emeritus professor. He has come all the way and living in Colombo, sacrificing his life and all his commitment to the local community in Japan. JICA is a Japan International Corporate Agency. They really meticulous. I think Sivamani Madam knows while they are developing a project, they focus very meticulously, not giving grant and worry about the other things and go. So they really have their officers, the ladies here, like our lady, she has been here for last 12 years, and they are wonderfully helping us. So this is our opportunity, get best out of it. And I'm sure our Faculty of Agriculture, who have been going through all the testing of the time, had the problem. So Mohanas, Rajadura sir, and Balasundaram, former Vice Chancellor, the veterans are here witnessing the growth, and other supporters, well-wishers, our new farm manager, and all the ladies and gentlemen. I really pay all my obeisance to you. So the wonderful thing you are doing, our people. Like again I mentioned too, like the coming and the going of the breath, while it's running, no one pay attention. Only without that, when the critical situation come, they understand this. I think now the Sri Lanka is in a critical threshold situation to revisit entire agriculture, appropriate technologies and development, and to get our basic right. I think Professor Maramba, when he was with the president, he left the President Task Force when he was introducing the free fertilizer, artificial fertilizer cultivation. So intellectuals, they do like this. So your comments and your work will enlighten the generation forever. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the opportunity, and also pay my respect to all the visitors and who are glorifying the University of Jaffna in this difficult time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.